Hello everyone, welcome to Plutus IAS. Today we will discuss 20-25 questions from modern Indian history. In the last two prelims upper program, I had discussed syllabus of ancient India and medieval India along with 25 each questions per day. Okay. So today we will start modern India. So for the next three prelims upper program discussion, I will take about 60 to 75 questions, and that questions will be related to from the 18th century onwards to the 1947. Okay. In this topic, what are we going to say? Firstly, we will start discussing over the syllabus, that what is the main syllabus of modern India. I have generally divided the modern India into 12 chapters according to the convenience. Okay, 12 chapters according to the convenience, and let us see whether we are able to solve this question or not. I make you trust that if you are able to solve these 20 questions today, you are definitely going to make in the prelims, especially from the history point of view. You are going to make this examination. Do you know why? Because these questions are one of the toughest questions are made from the deeper level of analysis from the this program. Okay, so it's a very deep. So let us see whether we are able to make it or not. Okay. So let me start with you. So let us see firstly the syllabus, that what is the syllabus and how can we understand modern Indian history. So syllabus generally starts after the death of Aurangzeb. If you remember, yesterday we discussed that Aurangzeb died in 1707, and just after the death of Aurangzeb we have a following system. And what is a system? The systems are emerging very differently. There is a Jagirdari crisis, there is a Mansardari crisis. Some historians also say that there is a religious policy, and the Deccan policy of Aurangzeb was very faulty, that led to the decline of Mughal Empire. Okay, and then there was also emergence of regional kingdoms in this time. Okay, so let us understand that what is these topics and how can we term this one. So generally, as I told you in the beginning, that I have divided modern India into 12 chapters according to the convenience of understanding the chapters. Okay. So in this topic, the first topic is the 18th century India. Okay, in the 18th century India, what we will do, we will generally understand that what is the main theme. 18th century India is having three important themes. What are these themes in the 18th century India? Theme 1 of the 18th century India will be on the dark age. The people generally say that 18th century is a dark age of Indian history. Like some especially the British historians, especially if you discuss the James Mill, who had written the history of British India, had termed the 18th century as a dark age. The Indian historian Jagnath Saklar also told this period as a dark age. Jagnath Saklar had a very different point of view on this topic. Okay, what is his point of view? His point of view was that since the Mughals were very much autocratic, and the following the Mughal came to the decline of the period. The decline of the Mughal Empire is termed as a dark age by the Jagnath Saklar. Whereas we have a C.A. and the other historians, like we have a Simalbi, who argued that this is a period of change and continuity. There is another historian called Isita Marji. She points out that 18th century should be seen as a period of transformative period, where the ideas and the institutions of the Mughals were changing from the central to the regional level. So this is one theme of the 18th century. Other theme of the 18th century will be on the topic that is a decline of the Mughal Empire. And the third theme of the 18th century is on the topic called the rise of regional kingdoms. There were three types of kingdom in this time in the 18th century. One kingdom was a successor state. In that successor state, one is Hyderabad, founded by Nizamul Mulk Asaf Jah I. The second is Abad, this is founded by the Sadat Khan, and the third is Bengal, which is founded by Murshid Quli Khan. Okay. Apart from successor state, we have the state called independent states. Suppose we have Rajput kingdoms, we have Mysore and Travancore, they were the independent states. Apart from independent, the third one is a rebel state. In the rebel state category, there are Marathas, Jats, Sikhs and Afghans. These are the rebel states. So this is generally the 18th century topic. The second chapter of modern India is the advent of Europeans and the struggle for supremacy. There are basically 5 European power who came to India at this time. How many? 5. Who are these 5 European powers who came to India at this time? The one European power, the first one to came to India was Portuguese. They came in 1498. Then the second one will be the Dutch. Okay. The third one will be the British who came to India in the 1608, and the fourth is Danish, and the fifth is the French. The 5 people came, they started fighting each other, and 2 of them become very powerful, French and British. Out of them, the French Empire, the French, especially the French one, they started taking up internal politics in India, and then the clash happened between the French and British. These clash are seen in the 3 Carnatic wars fought in the South India, and this 3 Carnatic war, British become victorious in the 1763, and through the Treaty of Paris, some of the many territories which were captured by the British from the French were returned to them, limited to a only commercial role in India. This is the in this topic we discuss. Okay. So, advent of Europeans and the power of supremacy, in this the British become the powerful, and they started conquering more Indian territories. The third chapter is the rise and the consolidation of the British Empire in India. So, in this chapter we discuss how they established their control in India. Firstly, they established their rule in Bengal in 1757. They have captured, then they will defeat in the battle of Buxar. The Awadh Nawab and the Mughal Badshah and the Bengal will be defeated in the battle of Buxar. It will be followed by the defeat of Tipu Sultan in 1799, final defeat of Maratha in 1819, then the Sikh Empire was captured in 1849, and then finally we have 1850. Okay, 1856, all of the territories were captured. In this chapter we will see what is their policy, what is the subsidy alliance system, okay, what is doctrine of lapse and all. These all things we will be discussing in this chapter. Okay. So, this is a chapter 3, rise and the consolidation of the British Empire in India. Then generally what I am doing, I am especially discussing the syllabus, then after I will go into the question discussion. Okay. So, the fourth chapter will be the tools of the British administration in India. What is this tools? What is this tools of British administration in India? This tool especially talks about that how were they governing India. Let me tell you that when the British started ruling India, they had different problems. The first problem is that how to secure this far captured territory, how to secure these defeated regions. So, this is the problem. Then how to justify themselves the principles on which they are ruling. The tools were very important. So, in these tools we will discuss revenue administrations. The revenue, there was a permanent settlement which is brought by John Shore, was a viceroy, and then it is planned by John Shore, and then it is implemented by Lord Cornwallis. Then we have a Ratwari system, Mahalwari system. In case of military in case of administrative reforms, they have a reforms in civil service. They brought Indian police service. They had a military service, reforms in military reforms in the judiciary. There are 4 major reforms in the administrative system in India. Then they brought a different policies, education policy, their cultural policy. Okay. So, these are the different ideas and the ideologies through which the Britishers who are ruling India will be discussed in chapter 4, the tools of the British administration in India. Okay. It is followed by the chapter 5, that is a socio-religious reform movements. Okay. If you see, the chapter 5 is a socio-religious reform movement. In this socio-religious reform movement, we are going to see that how the changes are brought in India by the Indians only. There are different types of socio-religious reform movement. One, people were talking that the change should be within, change should be from legislation and all. So, in this chapter what are we doing? We will start with the Brahma Samaj started by Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Pratna Samaj, Arya Samaj and Satya Sodhat Samaj and all. So, we will do in this case of in the Hindu religion. Then in case of Muslim, we have a Wahhabi movement, then we have a Aligarh movement, then we have a Deobandi movement and all. We will that is a topic. And then in case of Sikhism, we have a Sindh Sabha movement and Akali Dal movement. Okay. So, these are the different topics that we will understand through this one. Then the 6th topic is the peasant and tribal revolts in India before 1857 and after 1857. In this independent tribal movements, we will discuss and we generally discuss this topic. This is followed by the syllabus is followed by the revolt of 1857. On 1857, there are different topics. The first topic is that what is the major causes of 1857 revolt. Okay, what is the major causes of the 1857 revolt? In these major causes, what we study generally, the causes, economic causes, political causes, and the social causes, etc., religious causes. But the most important question that had been on the 1857 is the nature of 1857 revolt. Whether this revolt was a Scipio mutiny or whether this revolt was the standing version of Scipio mutiny. Whether this was the first war of independence or this was more than that, or this was more than that, or it was a popular revolt. Then we discussed the phases of the 1857 revolt. It started from the Meerut on the 10th of May 1857, coming to Delhi on the 11th May, and then spreading all over the world, all over the northern India by the time of 1857 May and June. Okay, so we discussed these things. This is the 1857 revolt was unsuccessful finally, and this led to the formation of the new type of ideas. So now by what happened till this time, till this chapter 7, British Empire was ruling over India. Okay, the British Empire was ruling over India and under the control of East India Company. So this was not the British Empire was indirectly ruling. We can say that it was the East India Company who was ruling over this period, because the company was getting charter grant from the crown. So crown was not directly ruling over this period by this time. Okay, it was East India Company. So in 1858, according to the Government of India Act, the monopoly, the political power of the company was broken out, and the British Crown had directly taken the control of India under her administration. So this is a changing phase of 1858. From here, new rules and regulations will be made. If you remember, 1860 IPC also was made. Many council act was passed in 1861, 1893, and all. So this is the things here. So in this time only there will be a rise of Indian nationalism. So the Anil Singh is a person who has written the book The Emergence of Indian Nationalism, and the same topic is mine. So emergence of Indian nationalism will start from the time of 1860s. So we divide this chapter, the chapter 8, into 3 important components. What is the 3 important component in the chapter 8? The first thing we discuss, what is the major reason behind the breakout of 1857 revolt? What is the major reason behind the breakout of 1857 revolt? And then we discuss what is the major reason behind the rise of Indian nationalism. So there is a development of vernacular literature and press. There is a feeling among the people. Then there is a socio-economic causes. There is a drain of wealth. Then there is a formation of many associations. Okay. Then there is a press act. Then the atrocities of the British Empire. Then we have the Albert Will controversy. There are so many dozens of reasons behind the rise of Indian nationalism among the people. So one theme of this chapter, the chapter 8, is what is the major reasons and the causes behind the rise of Indian nationalism. The second theme of the topic is the rise of many associations in India. What are the name of associations? Such associations are founded in India in the 1850s and the 1840s also, were like Jamindars, the Jamindari Association. Then we have East India Association, East Bengal Association, Bombay Presidency Associations. Then we have Pune Sajnit Sabha, Madras Sabha. These are the associations that are founded by 1855, before 1885. And then finally in the 1885, a very important institution was founded in India, that is called the Indian National Congress. So the foundation of the Indian National Congress and the activities of the extremists and the moderate will be discussed in this chapter. Okay, so this is the theme. So we have a 3 main division of the emergence of Indian nationalism. Then this is followed by the 1905 Swadeshi movement and after. So chapter 9, in chapter 9 we generally discuss what is Swadeshi movement and how Swadeshi movement can be understood from a beginning point of the India's struggle for independence. Okay, so this movement, what is the different phases of the movement, whether this movement was radical, what is the leadership, how we boycotted the foreign clothes here. So these things are discussed in chapter 9, that is Swadeshi movement. Okay, this is followed by, so Swadeshi movement will be 1905 to 1908 time, and then after means what is happening after Swadeshi movement and before 1919. Okay, so we discuss all these things, Pune Path, then we have Khilafat movement and all. Then the chapter 18 starts with a mass nationalism. This is a very interesting topic, and this name I have given mass nationalism. It is me who had named the topic here, because if you see the subaltern study point of view, there was one very famous professor of mine in Delhi University. His name is Professor Sahid Amin. Okay, so he is the one who is one of the founder member of the subaltern school, along with the Partha Chatterjee and Ranjit Guha. So he had written a very important book, Chauri Chaura, and then event metaphor and history. And the title of that article is the Gandhi as Mahatma. And he argues that by 1920, everyone started participating in the national movement. So before 1920 or before the coming of Gandhi in the 1950, the nature of the national movement was very different. It was elite in nature. The most of the leaders were Western educated upper caste from the urban centers. But now everyone started participating in the 1920s movement in the non-cooperation and all. So that is why this movement, which is started by Gandhi, have an influence of wider section of society. The women have participated, the peasants have participated, okay, the Dalits have participated, the tribals have participated, along with the rich and the poor. So everyone had participated. That is why this topic is named as a mass nationalism, or sometimes the people call this topic as a Gandhian phase of national movement. Okay, so in this chapter we generally discuss from the Champaran Satyagraha, then we have a Thera Satyagraha, then we have Ahmedabad Mill Strike, then finally we have Raleigh Satyagraha, non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, and Quit India movement. These are the different topics are discussed generally in this chapter 10. Okay, chapter 10 is followed by the chapter 11, that is the other strands of Indian nationalism. Okay, in the other strands of Indian nationalism, we generally discuss that what are the different themes we have not discussed till now. So in this chapter we discuss the women's movement. What is the role of movement? If you remember the name of movement, can you remember some of the name of movements? Some of the women who played a very crucial role in the India's struggle for independence. But we have Kamala Nehru, then we have Kasturba Gandhi, then we have Aruna Sofali, Suchita Kirpalani, okay, Annie Besant, Sarojini Naidu. So these are the important women who played a very crucial role along with Vijay Lakshmi Pandit and all. Okay, so the women movements in the one, then we have peasant movements, then workers movement, then Communist Party of India, the left movement, then we have Dalit movements under the leadership of Periyar and Ambedkar, and then we have a revolutionary movement also like HSRA, Hindustan Socialist Republic Associations, and all are the different topic of this chapter 11. Okay, chapter 11 is followed by the final chapter of the modern India, that is chapter 12. Okay, the chapter 12 is the independence or partition. In this chapter 12, in the independence and partition, we generally discuss that what are the major developments from 1935 that led to the partition of India or the independence of India. Let me recall you some of the major events happened after 1935. So in 1935, the law was passed, the Government of India Act was passed, and that is followed by the 1937 election. So 1937 election gave the feeling of Muslim League that they are no longer the representative of Muslims in India, because they were unable to form any government out of the 11 provinces where elections were held. 1939, the rise of World War II led to the design of Congress ministry, because they wanted opportunity to make India independent. The next one will be Lahore session of 1940. In the Lahore session, the Jinnah had demanded, especially, and the other people have demanded the separate provinces, autonomy of the separate provinces for the Muslim in the eastern and the western side of India. Then we have August offer, okay, Lord Lilnith August offer. Then finally we have 1942 Cripps mission. Then we have Simla conference, cabinet plan and all. And then finally election was held again in the 1946. These are the major revolts that led to the partition of India that discussed in this topic. After this, there is a post-independent starts. Post-independent period starts after this one. So what is post-independent period? In the post-independent period, we have some of the topic. The first topic that is not included here because the questions are not asked in the prelims, so I have not included here in this chapter. In the post-independent, we discussed some of the topics like one is a consolidation of Indian nation and its challenges, princely state integration, making of Indian constitutions, okay, economic planning, foreign policy, peasant revolts, movements revolt, and all. So many questions are discussed from 1950s to the 2000 area. Okay, so this is a brief understanding of modern Indian syllabus. Okay, so let us start discussing few questions. I have generally taken 25 to 30 questions for today's discussion, and this discussion, the questions I have taken till now are generally from the 18th century onwards to the mid 1850. So I have taken from 1850 onward to mid 1950s. These are the questions I have taken. So let us see one by one, and I again make you trust. You can take your copy out. You can mark the answer in your register, and in out of the 25 questions, if you are able to solve at least 12 to 30 questions out of the 25 that I will discuss today, I make you sure that you are going to clear your prelims this time, because this is one of the toughest questions that is prepared here. Let us see whether you are able to solve it or not. Okay. So let us see that whether you are able to solve it or not. So the first question that is taken here, you can have a look at the board. So board पे आप लोग question देखिए. The first question is, consider the following statements with regard to the consider the following statements with regard to the developments in the first half of the 18th century. Okay. Consider the statements with regard to the development of the first half of the 18th century. Statement 1 is, during the reign of the Mughal Emperor Jahandar Shah, the imposition of jizya was strengthened to subordinate the Rajput states. Statement 1. Statement 2 is, Jahandar Shah abolished Ijardari system to increase the revenue collection in the regions around Bengal. Okay, two statements are here. Which of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, both A and 1 and 2, and neither 1 or 2. Okay, take a pause, take a minute, and let us see whether you are able to solve it. You can also comment online if you are interested, and I can see that whether you write a good answer of the questions or not. Okay. So how many statements are correct? Okay, student. So if you see, so during the reign of Mughal Emperor Jahandar Shah, the imposition of jizya was strengthened to subdue the Rajput states. Okay. So do you know, Zulfikar, especially at this time, the emperor Zulfikar had made an attempt to improve the finances, to check in these systems, and do you know, he had not done this. During the reign of Mughal Emperor Jahandar Shah, the imposition of jizya was strengthened to subdue Rajput rulers. Okay, this is not Jahandar Shah; it is done especially in a time of Zulfikar Khan. So this statement is technically false. This statement is false. Okay. Then we have Jahandar Shah abolished the Ijardari system to increase the revenue collection in the regions around Bengal. No, Jahandar Shah especially has not done it. है ना? He wanted to improve the statements. Okay. So this statement, Jahandar Shah abolished the Ijardari system. No, he had not abolished. He had not abolished the Ijardari system, but he had introduced and strengthened the. It is the opposite statement. Okay, he had strengthened the Ijardari system to increase the revenue collection. So this statement will also be false. Okay, so technically the answer of A will be D, neither 1 and 2. Okay, student. So what was the answer of your what was your answer? You can comment and you can assess yourself also. Okay. So one question will be false. Okay. So let us discuss now the question 2, and what is the answer of question 2. Question 2 discuss especially with reference to the Mughal Empire in India. Consider the following statements. These all are from 18th century onwards, after the death of Aurangzeb. Okay. Abdullah Khan and Hussain Ali Khan Bara, they were the Sayyid brothers. Okay. Abdullah Khan and Hussain Ali Khan were the Sayyid brothers. So basically, Sayyid brothers followed the policy of religious tolerance towards Rajput. Okay, Sayyid brother, who were a kingmaker in this time. So what are they saying? That they followed a policy of religious tolerance towards Rajputs. Okay, this is the one. Sayyid brothers abolished the rights of the Maratha to collect Chauth and Sardeshmukhi. All right. Nizamul Mulk Asaf Jah was recognized as a permanent viceroy of Deccan during the reign of Farrukh Siyar. Okay. So how many statements of this are incorrect? इनमें से कौन कितने statement जो है वो incorrect है? You can see that how many statements are incorrect. You can answer yourself. Okay. So in this question, how many questions are incorrect? Only one question is correct. That is that Nizamul Mulk Asaf Jah was recognized as a permanent viceroy of the Deccan. So this is true. Sayyid brothers abolished the rights of Maratha to collect Chauth and Sardeshmukhi. This is false. And statement 1, they had no religious tolerance toward the Rajputs. So this will be also false only. So here the answer will be only 2. Okay. So only 2. So only 2 will be the answer of this question. So 2 of the statements are false. So in question 2, the B will be the answer of this question. Okay, everyone. So let us see the question 3. Here they are asking, consider the following statements with reference to the period of Aurangzeb rule in the Mughal Empire. Okay. The first is the Deccan campaigns against the Maratha resulted in the consolidation of the region in the empire. Okay. The Deccan campaigns against the Maratha resulted in the consolidation of the region in the empire. The Satnami revolt by the peasants spread over the region of Gujarat and Maharashtra. Then Treaty of Purandar signed between Aurangzeb and Raja Jai Singh resulted in the establishment of Amber as an autonomous principality. Okay. So they are asking how many of the statements are incorrect. इनमें से कितने statement incorrect है? Only 1, only 2, all 3 and none. Okay. So how many questions of the above are incorrect? So how are we going to answer this question? Take a pause and answer this question yourself. So in this question, I am giving you 30-35 seconds to answer this question. Okay. So see the first one. The Deccan campaigns against the Maratha resulted in the consolidation of the region in the empire. This is false. Do you know, in the last 25 years of his life, Aurangzeb had to live in the Deccan. Do you know why? Because of the taking care of the Deccan states. So this resulted in the decline of administrative system in the North India. So the staying in the South India for 25 years of Aurangzeb's life was one of the also the major reason behind the weakening of the Mughal state. Okay. So this statement will be false for us. ये statement जो है false है. Statement 2, the Satnami revolt of the peasants spread over the region of Gujarat and Maharashtra. Okay. Gujarat and Maharashtra. This will also be false. This will also be false because these regions especially were in the Haryana. It is in the Haryana regions. Okay. So this statement will be false, not in Gujarat and Maharashtra. So this is a false. Satnamis were the religious people and they were doing under the leadership of the Birban. Birban जो leader थे, he was a religious ruler. So he was the leader of the Satnami group and this was happening according to this concept. Okay. And then we have the Treaty of Purandar. Treaty of Purandar signed between Aurangzeb and Raja Jai Singh. No, this is false. This is not signed between these two. Okay. It is signed between Aurangzeb and with Aurangzeb, who was the Jai Singh was the one. Jai Singh was a viceroy of Aurangzeb and then plus Shivaji. Shivaji in 1665. So this statement is also false. So the answer will be all 3. So all 3 statements are false in this sentence. Okay. So अभी तक आपने कितने सॉल्व किए हैं? 3. Okay. So all 3 statements are false in this question. Let us see the question number 4. Question 4 talks about regarding the state of Hyderabad founded by Nizamul Mulk Asaf Jah. Consider the following statement. Okay. Statement 1 is Hyderabad was categorized as one of the successor states under the Mughal Empire. I have already discussed this question with you, this statement in the beginning. Okay. So, alright. So, see whether it is true or not. Then Nizam al-Mulk consolidated his power in the Deccan through the abolition of the Mughal Jagirdari system. Okay. So, what will be the answer of this question? So, see this question. So, the answer of this question, and they are asking that how many statements are correct, okay, in this question. So, the answer of this question will be 1 will be true, because Hyderabad was a successor state along with Bengal and Awadh. So, Hyderabad was a successor state, and Nizam al-Mulk had consolidated his power in the Deccan through the abolition of Mughal Jagirdari. Yes, it is true. The Jagirdars were subordinated by Nizam al-Mulk. They were asked to respect the Nizam. So, this statement is true. So, both of the statements in these questions are true here. Okay. So, please have a look on this topic. है ना, इस पे देखिए. All right. Then let us see the other one. Question 5. Consider the following statements with reference to the regional states during the 18th century India. What is the regional states? So, Zamindari uprising by the Sitaram Rai, Uday Narayan and Ghulam Muhammad spread over the regions of Mathura and Agra. Okay, spread of the region of Mathura and Agra. Then Nawab Murshid Quli Khan introduced a revenue farming system in Bengal. All right. The implementation of the revenue farming system led to the reduced burdens of peasants and increased agricultural investments in Bengal. So, they are asking that how many statements are incorrect. इनमें से कितने statement incorrect है? Only one, only two, all three, or none of the above. Okay. So, if we see this one, what we see, let us see the questions whether it is true, how many are incorrect. So, Zamindari uprising by the Sitaram, Uday Narayan and Ghulam Muhammad were done, but not in Mathura and Agra. Okay, not. This was in the Bengal. The uprisings were done in the Bengal, and finally, the Murshid Quli Khan was able to succeed in this one. Okay, so this statement is false. This statement is false because it was not in Mathura and Agra region. So, this is false. Murshid Quli Khan introduced the revenue farming in the system of Bengal. This is true. He had introduced in order to increase the weightage of the revenue farming. But the point is that its implementation were very tough. When he introduced this, the Zamindars were facing a lot of problem. There was a lot of burden over the Zamindar, and the production did not increase, and the peasants were even getting a lot of problems. So, this statement is false. The implementation of this system did not reduce the burden of the peasant, but it had increased the burden of the peasant, and it had not increased the agricultural investment. So, this statement will be false. Okay. So, the answer of this question, how many questions are incorrect of this question 5 will be that the B. है ना? So, only 2. So, B will be the correct answer of this question. Only two statements are incorrect in this question. Okay, student. So, let us discuss now question 5. The question 5 is, with reference to the kingdom of Awadh during the 18th century India, consider the following statements. Okay, there are 2 statements and they are asking to correct. So, Sadat Khan founded kingdom of Awadh during the reign of Mughal Emperor Muhammad Shah. Okay, this is the one. All right. By instituting a hereditary position of the Nawab, Safdarjung effectively made the kingdom of Awadh completely independent of the Mughal Empire. Okay, this question sits. They are asking how many are correct. You can solve this question yourself, and let us see that whether your topic is correct or not. All right. So, Sadat Khan founded kingdom, we discussed in 1717. The Muhammad Shah, yes, it is true. This statement will be true. Then, by instituting the hereditary position of the Nawab, Safdarjung effectively made the kingdom of Awadh completely independent of the Mughal Empire. This is not false. Okay, because Safdarjung was a Wazir. He was made a Wazir of Mughal Empire. So, he was not completely independent of the Mughal Empire. He was this one. So, this statement will be false. So, the answer of the question will be only A. Okay. So, only A will be the answer of this question. Then question number 7, what is the answer? Let us see. In question number 7 especially, which one of the following statements given below with reference to the kingdom of Mysore in the 18th century is correct? The kingdom of Mysore maintained complete independence from any power after the fall of the Vijayanagar Empire. Okay, ये है, all right. So, the territories of the Bidnur, Kanara were conquered by King Chikka Krishna Raj and made the part of the kingdom. This is false, because Bidur and Kanara was captured by Hyder Ali, not conquered by the Chikka Krishna Raj, because Hyder Ali had captured this territory from the Chikka Krishna Raj. This is false. This statement is false. Hyder Ali conquered the region of Malabar to have greater access to the ports bordering the Indian Ocean. This is true. Hyder Ali eliminated the system of allocating Jagirdars and reduced the land revenue to the half of the total gross. This is also false. Statement 1, the kingdom of Mysore maintained complete independence from any power after the fall of the Vijayanagar. This is also false. So, the answer of this question will be C. So, C will be the answer of this question. Okay. So, let us see the question number 8. In question number 8, with reference to the political development, in southern India during the 18th century period, consider the following statements. Okay, and they are asking the incorrect. Okay, incorrect. So, Cochin, Calicut and Chirakal, the small principalities of Kerala, were absorbed into the kingdom of Travancore. No, they all were independent. Okay, so they are not one state. Travancore is not the one, and they all were independent. So, this will be a false, incorrect है. The Martand Burma, the ruler of Travancore, is accredited with Indian the political power of Dutch in Kerala. Oh yes, this is true. The successor of the Martand Burma, Ram Burma, continued and established complete dominance over the feudatories of the Kulion and the Lian. It is false. Travancore had established conquered and established complete dominance over the feudatories of the Kulon and the Ilayadam under the leadership of Martand Burma. Okay, under the leadership of the Martand Burma, not under the leadership of Ram Burma. So, this statement will be false. Okay. So, answer of 8 in this question will be 2 are false. So, basically only 2 will be the answer of this question. Only 2 will be the answer of this question. Okay. So, how many of your questions have been solved till now, student? 9. With reference to the Rajput estates in the Mughal India, consider the following statements. Jodhpur and Amber, the Rajput estates were granted the status of Watan Jagirs, granting them administrative autonomy. Yes, it is true. And they had administrative autonomy. There were 4 types of Jagir you must be remembering from the medieval time. One Jagir was a Tankhwa Jagir, who were given in lieu of salary. Other was a Watan Jagir. Okay. So, Watan Jagir is the one who were given to Zamindar or the local rulers. Hai. They were not transferable and they were hereditary posts. Okay. So, this is true. The governorship rights held by the Rajput estate of Jodhpur over the Gujarat were discontinued during the reign of Jahandar Shah. No, they were very powerful. So, this is false statement. Alright. So, Jiz Muhammad Shahi was a book on administration and war strategies commissioned by Raja Savai Jai Singh of Amber. All the statements are true, but this is not a book on the war strategies and the administrations. This is false. Okay. This book was on the topic of astronomy and mathematics. So, this is related to architecture. We can say this is related to architecture. Hai na? The Savai Jai Singh is the one who had made Jantar Mantar. You must have visited Jantar Mantar in Delhi. Jantar Mantar in Delhi has been constructed by this one person. There are 4 Jantar Mantars in India. You can find out their name. Okay. So, especially they are asking how many questions are correct. So, answer of question 9 will be A, that only one is correct in this question. Only one is correct in this question. Then see the question 10. Consider the following statements with reference to several rebellions during the rule of the Mughal Empire. Under the leadership of Gokul, the Jats of Mathura rebelled against the suppressive policies of Aurangzeb. This one, okay. In the Battle of Saraighat, the Homs successfully defeated Aurangzeb's attempt to establish sovereignty over the Kamrupa region. Okay, so in this question, both of the statements are true. Okay, the statement 1 and the statement 2 are true. So technically, the answer of this question will be C. Both A and 2 will be the answer of this question. Okay. Let us see other. So with reference to the Indian history, consider the following statements. Statement 1 is the French East India Company was largely controlled by the private merchants. Private merchants, no, it is largely controlled by the state. You must have discussed this one. So this statement is false. Duplitz was the first European to intervene in the internal politics of the Indian rulers. This is true. The Treaty of Paris established the supremacy of the French over the southern states. It is false. Supremacy nahi. As I discussed today also, है ना? The Treaty of Paris, before Treaty of Paris in the Third Carnatic War, what had happened? British had captured all territories of the French in the Battle of Vantivas. They were defeated and their all territories were captured by them. Okay, this is the one we know. And then what happened? According to the Treaty of Paris, which is signed in 1763, the some of the territories were given back to the French, but they were told that you will not do any political activities into India. Okay, so this will be false. It had not established the supremacy, but a negative sense will jayega. So this statement is false. So answer of this question will be how many of our statements are correct. So only one will be the answer of this question. Okay, let us see question number 11. It was question 11. Okay, let question number 12. So what is the answer of question number 12? So consider the following statements with respect to the East India Company. All right, a royal farman issued by the Mughal Emperor granted the East India Company the freedom of trade in Bengal without paying any taxes. It was given by Farrukh Siyar. Farrukh Siyar in 1717. So this statement is true. After the Battle of Plassey in 1757, the company was granted the right to free trade in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. This is true. और उनका दीवानी राइट्स जो मिला था, दीवानी rights were given after 1765. Okay, so this statement is also true. So answer of this question will be C. Both A and 1 and 2. है ना, both 1 and 2 will be the answer of this question. Okay. A Night of the Eternal Gloom for India. A Night of the Eternal Gloom for India was written by Nabin Chandra Sen in which of the following contexts? Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar, Annexation of Awadh, and the Battle of Vantivas. So basically, this was written in response to the Battle of Plassey. Okay, because Battle of Plassey, when the Battle of Plassey occurred and the Britishers had defeated Nawab, then Nabin Chandra Sen had written this one, A Night of the Eternal Gloom for India. Okay. So this book is written by Nabin Chandra Sen and this is written in response to the defeated Bengal. So this will be the Battle of Plassey. Okay. So A will be the answer of this question. A will be the answer of this question. Okay. So let us see the question number 14. With reference to the Indian history, which of the following statements are correct? Okay. Correct. इनमें से 4 में से कौन सी correct है? Lord Dalhousie banned female infanticide completely and human sacrifice in the central province, Orissa and Maharashtra. Okay, see this question. The universities at Calcutta, Bombay and the Madras were set up during the rule of Cornwallis. Lord Cornwallis. This is false. Okay, it was established in the 1857 in the time of Lord Canning. Lord Canning. So this statement is technically false. A false statement. Then the Calcutta Female School was established by V.D. Savarkar in 1858. This is false. The Calcutta Female School was not established by the V.D. Savarkar in 1858 because V.D. Savarkar was a man of the later period. Okay, so this is established by John Juliet. It is established by, this Calcutta college is established by John Eliot. John Eliot. Drink water, Bethune. And this school, the Calcutta Female School, was also known as a Bethune School, Bethune Collegiate School. Okay, so this statement is false. Lord Ripon introduced the portfolio system, which gave foundation for the cabinet system. It is not Ripon, but it is a Lord Canning. It is a Lord Canning in the 1860. So this statement is false. So technically, the A will be the answer of this question, that Lord Dalhousie banned female infanticide completely, and the human sacrifice in the central province, Odisha and Maharashtra. So answer of this question will be A. A will be the answer of this question. Okay, student. So let us discuss the other one, 15. With reference to the Pitt's India Act 1784, consider the following statements. It established the Board of Control. It is true. That placed the Governor General of India in the hands of the Governor General and a Council. Okay. So this statement, the 15, this will also true. A bit true hai. The Act clearly subordinated the Bombay and the Madras presidencies to Bengal in all questions of war, diplomacy and revenue. So this is also true. So answer of this question will be C. All three will be the answer of this question. Okay, student. So let us discuss next question. With reference to the Charter Act of 1813, consider the following statements. It brought the company's monopoly of trade and trade. It brought the company's monopoly of trade and the trade with China to an end. This is false. Okay, it had broken the monopoly of different trade, but the trade with the China was kept. It was not broken. So this statement will be false. Okay, it was done only in the Charter Act of the 1833. So this answer will be false. All right. The government and the revenues of India continued to be in the hands of the company. This is true. So answer of this question will be only one. Okay. So only one will be the answer of this question. Sorry. So no. So in the 16 number question, questions, what are they asking? They are asking what is the correct, So only, the 2 will be the answer of this question. Only 2. So 2 only, Please answer. Then we have, with reference to the Charter Act of 1833, consider the following statements. The debt of the company were taken over by the government of India. It is true. It is true. The company debt had been taken over by the government of India. It redesignated the Governor General of Bengal as the Governor General of India. This is also true. So how many questions? So C will be the answer of this question. Okay, students, C will be the answer of this question. So let us discuss question number 18. In the question number 18, it is asking that which of the following Englishmen told that our system acts very much like a sponge, drawing off all the good things from the banks of the Ganges and squeezing them down on the banks of the Thames. Thames is a river in the England. So they are especially saying that which of the following British had said that it is in context of the drain of wealth. Okay, that they were taking everything. So they are saying that our systems acts very much like a sponge, drawing up all the things from the bank of the glass and squeezing them down on the banks of the Thames. Okay, so this is a statement which is told by John Sullivan. So John Sullivan will be the answer of this question technically. Okay, so this is the answer of this question, John Sullivan. All right, student. So let us discuss the other one. 19. With reference to the Indian history, consider the following statements. The East India Company got Nizamat and Diwani of Bengal after the Battle of Buxar. Yes, this is true. The Treaty of Allahabad led to the annexation of Awadh by the East India Company. This is false. So which of the statements are true? So one only, one only will be the true statement. Okay. So let us see the question number 20. with reference to the administration of Bengal during the British period. Consider the following statements. Warren Hastings introduced the system of dual government in Bengal. This is false. This is not Warren Hastings, but it is Lord. This is Clive, Robert Clive, who had introduced this system, and Warren Hastings had ended this dual government. So this statement will be false. The Nawab of Bengal was made responsible for the collection of revenue and the company performed the Nizamat functions. So Bengal के नवाब जो थे वो revenue नहीं. This is the statement that is the false one. ये उल्टा था. It is a company who were collecting revenue and it is a Nawab who were responsible for the Nizamat. Okay. So this statement, the both of the statement in this question will be false. So the answer of ours will be D. So D will be the answer of our question. Okay, student. In question number 21, arrange the following events in the chronological order. First, Anglo-Maratha War, 1775 to 82. Second, Anglo-Mysore War, 1780 to 84. Treaty of Srirangapatnam, 1799. Treaty of Versailles, 1802. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the answer of this question. Okay. Consider the following statements. The East India Company used the scarce earth policy during the first Anglo-Mysore War. इसमें क्या होता था? Especially they were burning the paddy crops. They were burning the paddy crops and then they were putting the poison into the well. So this statement will be false. It is done by Maratha, not by the British. Okay. So this statement is false. Tipu Sultan signed the subsidy alliance system after the fall of the Srirangapatnam. So this will be true. So 2 only will be the answer of this question. Okay. With reference to the subsidy alliance system, consider the following statements. It was introduced by Lord Wellesley to take advantage of the internal clashes between the two Indian rulers. False. Okay. Then under the system, Indian rulers were compelled to accept the permanent stationing of the British force. It is true. Indian rulers could not employ any European officers in his service in any circumstances. See, they were not allowed to employ any officials, but they can employ if the British government allowed. So this statement will be false. So only one will be the answer of this question. Okay. Question number 24. Consider the statements Hyderabad, Tanjore, Awadh and Mysore. How many of the above mentioned states signed the subsidy alliance system? See, all of them had signed. So answer will be Hyderabad, Tanjore, Awadh, Mysore and Holkar had signed this treaty. So all of them will be true in this sentence. The last questions let us discuss. With reference to the doctrine of the lapse, consider the following statements. If the ruler of a protected state died without a natural heir, his state was to be annexed to the British India. Is true. Satara was the first state to be annexed by this doctrine. Satara was the first state to be annexed by this doctrine. So it is also true. 1848. So this both the statements are true. So tomorrow I will take some other questions, the 20 or 25 questions, and in that questions I will be discussing with you. The questions that is coming from 1857 onwards, social religious reform movements and all, and then on the next day also on the Thursday. So tomorrow I will take up the questions from 1850s to 1900, and then the freedom struggle question I will take it on the Thursday. Okay, so 2 more days I will have a discussion on the topic. Okay, so if there is any doubt, and also I will be happy if you tell me how many of these 25 questions are solved by you correctly. Okay, so tomorrow I will wait for a reply. So tomorrow I will ask you. All right, so student, so we'll see you tomorrow here. Okay.